Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. This video is going to end up going up late. I've been doing some running around today, so didn't get a chance to get the second video done until now. I have a live stream at 8, so I'll get it up as much as I can, and then I'll finish it up after the live stream. But anyway, question for you. What would you do to protect your child? It's a legitimate question. Okay, I have seen many things in the past, many news stories of, that type of thing happen. And there was one story that I remember was a gentleman that had a young man babysitting the kids. He came home early, found this young man molesting his children. He beat him, badly, and then, the kid was arrested and went to jail. My favorite story, I'll be honest with you, was the karate instructor. The parents were going through a divorce, and they had the kid in karate, and he ingrained himself into the family, and so he was there quite a bit. And so he had said to the mother, how about if I take him back to my place and I'll show him X, Y, Z? And she was like, yeah, okay. So takes a boy, and he's maybe 8 or 9 years old, maybe 10 at the most, takes him back to his place, and then takes off with the kid, and was obviously sexually assaulting the boy. And they were captured like a month later in California. And the boy came back first. They found out what was going on, what had happened to the young fella, and it was a terrible, terrible situation overall. And so he was the karate instructor was being extradited back to wherever, and the father was pretending to be on the phone because he found out when he was going to be back. Father's pretending to be on the phone, and as the guy walks by, walks up behind him and ends his life. And the deputy, one of the deputies, knew him. And I think the guy's name was Gary. And he goes, Gary, why? He goes, Gary, why? He goes, if it was your child, what would you do? And so, this is something that I think that we all, as parents, need to think about. And I'm going to kind of tell you the background with my children. My children never spent the night at anybody's house when they were younger, ever. I would not allow that to happen, especially my daughter. Eddie really wasn't looking to spend the night at anybody's house, but my daughter, she had her friends, and they were always welcome to come to our place because they were supervised. I knew what they were doing, I knew what they were up to, and they were safe. I had the one lady, she had said to me, how come, the girls go to your house, and it was like every weekend too, just so you know. These girls, my daughter had 2 best friends growing up, and both of those girls were at our house every weekend. And she had asked me, she said, and I think the kids were, 11, 12 at the time, and she says to me, well, how come, you never let Heather come and spend the night at our house? And I said, okay, you want me to answer that question? And she goes, yeah. I said, you have a 17-year-old son, right? And she goes, yes. Who does drugs? And she goes, yeah. I said, so you allow that in your home? Well, no, I don't allow that. I said, is he living under your roof? And she goes, yes. I go, then you're allowing it to happen. I said, what makes you think I'm going to put my daughter in the environment where she's going to be exposed to that? And I said, secondly, if something happens to my child under your care, and say your son did something to my daughter, I said, your son is going to be gone, and I'm going to go to prison. I said, and neither one of us want that. I said, so the safest thing to be able to do is just to not allow anything like that to happen. And that was the end of that discussion, okay? My children are everything to me, always have been everything to me. If somebody hurt my child in that way, that would not end well for them. That's my 2 cents on it, okay? I'm curious to hear what you're willing to do for your children. What would you do to defend your children? Now, I'll be honest with you. If my child was in the wrong in a situation, I'll deal with that accordingly. And now I'm not talking a molestation type of thing, but if they did something wrong, then obviously I would deal with that in that situation. But you know, there is so many things that are going on today, and predators that are out there. I want you to realize something, folks, okay? A pedophile in their lifetime, and this is statistically speaking, will affect no less than 300 children. I want you to think about that. Wrap that number around your head, okay? So my thing is this: if I had caught somebody doing that and I ended them, what have I done? I've saved a whole lot of children from a whole lot of pain. Now, is that worth it to me? 100% yes, it is. 100% yes. Okay? Because why do these type of individuals, they go to prison, they get minimal sentences, and they're right back out on the street, and they're told, now stay away from children. They have level 3 sex offenders that they know are going to go out there, and they're going to affect more children. They know it. But their time is up, they've served their time, and now they have to let them go. It's insanity to me, the way that the system is set up. But, you know, heaven forbid that you sold, you know, a little bit of coke or a little bit of weed or whatever. You're going to get locked up for a long time for that. But those people, you know, no. And I don't understand how that whole system works with that type of situation. But that's just my take. What was I going to tell you? There was another situation that happened where a father found this guy raping his 5-year-old daughter, and he beat him to death. He was not charged, I don't believe. Now, the other guy that shot the guy in the phone booth, or pretending to be on the phone, I think he ended up doing a couple of years in prison. But in my opinion, they should have given that guy a medal. Because guess what? You know how many children he saved from having to experience what his poor son experienced? Like I said, strictly my opinion, I have a cure for pedophiles, and it's a guaranteed cure, and they'll never, ever, ever do it again. Guaranteed. And it's something right to the back of the head, and that's the end of the story. There is no cure for that. It is a sickness, a depravity that, you know, that happens. You know, so, I don't know, we are way too tolerant of a society when it comes to certain things. There's certain things that should not be tolerated, and I don't care how much of a bleeding heart you are. If somebody, you know, and I want you to understand something else too, folks, okay? And I really want you to understand this. When a child is sexually abused, that doesn't go away. That child is different for the rest of their life. For the rest of their life, they're never the same. Just like when soldiers go off to war and they come back and they've had to do what they had to do and those type of things, they're never the same. So, anyway, I want to hear your feedback on this. I want to hear what you would be willing to do to protect your children, okay? That's the question. What are you willing to do to protect your child? And I'm curious to see what your answers are going to be. What's okay with you and what's not okay? For that, I have no forgiveness in my heart for that. I will tell you that right now. 0. So, anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to make this short here. Remember, we truly are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that out, we will be in much, much better shape. Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. All right, guys, I will see you all later. Have a great day. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.